Meet Mercury Macklin, the youngest player to apply for the NFL draft from Division I. His college career consisted of 1 year as a starter, and it's probably the reason why he went undrafted. Coming out of high school, he wanted to follow behind the footsteps of his older cousin, Jeremy Macklin. Jeremy had a very good college career and ended up being a pretty good NFL talent, but injuries probably held him back from his full potential. But back to Mercury. While an undrafted free agent really isn't really a status you want to be, well, I think Mercury's making the best of it. Here's what his scouting report reads. He can go up and get the ball in traffic, but he does have issues with dropping the easy ones. Also, his deep route running is one of his strengths. But overall, he's pretty much a one-trick pony. Go up and get it. But is that enough to carve out a role with the Houston Oilers? Yo, what's good, YouTube? This is Jay from TNJ, and welcome to the Houston Oilers franchise. The Oilers sit here at 5-2. We are the surprise team of the NFL so far in Season 1. But we have had quite the easy schedule through the first 7 games. The first 2 were probably our toughest, the Broncos and the Bills, both on the road. But after that, we played 5 winnable games. And guess what? We took full advantage, winning every single one by less than a touchdown. We won one of the games by 10, but other than that, they were all within 7 points. We are at the trade deadline. That means that we need to start making moves for the future. We really do need to be realistic with ourselves, and I think trading away some of our older players for draft picks is probably the way to go. We don't know how this back end of the season is going to go. And 2 candidates we have, number 1 is Jordan Lewis, a guy that hasn't really been an interception guy, but he is the highest paid player on our roster right now. And we got a very, very intriguing trade offer from the Bears last episode, and they look like they need help. If they're looking to compete right now, they are still in a rebuilding stage, but in a NFC North, which is pretty much wide open at this point now that Aaron Rodgers is gone, they made an interesting offer, Treston Ebner and a 4th round draft pick for Jordan Lewis. I will take a 4th for Lewis. Ebner will likely be cut, but I like this offer. We will accept that, and it will be our first trade here at the deadline. Last episode, we traded Nick Cross, the safety, and we got a draft pick out of him. So we now have 2 draft picks we have acquired. The second veteran I want to trade away is Logan Ryan. Ryan has been up and down for us so far. There's been plays where I'm like, okay, he might be one of the best players on the defense, and then there's plays where I'm like, it's just awful all the way around. There's no point of even keeping him, and that's kind of where I'm feeling right now. I look around the NFL, and there are a lot of good safeties here, so I'm going to trade him to a team that may need his depth, and that is the San Francisco 49ers. Tashawn Gibson is hurt right now, and he is a veteran as well, but he is out for a week. But they will need depth just in case of injury, and the 49ers are a team that will go after and try to win a Super Bowl every single year now. So it makes sense to trade him to a situation where he can fill in where needed. So we decided to offer a package of him and picks. We try to get a 4th and a 6th back and trade them a 6th and a 5th, but that does not work. I really want a 4th round pick in this trade, and we just cannot make it work. I have the trade difficulty on hard, but then we finally come to an agreement here, trading Logan Ryan a 5th and a 6th for just a 4th and a throwaway player that is coming in the deal in Esmail. I wanted to get 2 picks. I wanted the 4th for sure, but I wanted a 2nd pick. I just could not work it out to get it that way. And we end up trading away 2 of our veteran secondary players, and we do get some picks in return, 2 4s. And I kind of like the deals that we made. Obviously, we didn't get what we wanted in that last one, but it's all right. I'm happy that we got some picks that hopefully we can use to possibly trade up in the future. Speaking of the players that will be used to fill those roster spots, we will start with some undrafted free agents that were submitted in my community tab about a week or so ago, and these players will start to be revealed more as this season goes on. But first, let's start with Mercury Macklin. He's got good speed, 6'3". His spec tech catch is at 87. He is 20 years old. We will have a lot of time to develop him. He was the youngest player in the NFL draft. He went undrafted out of Missouri as well. Then there's Eric Curley. We don't have that much athleticism at safety, so Eric Curley definitely adds that. He is one of the fastest players in the secondary right now for the Oilers, and I really do like that. Now, he has a lot of experience in college, but he didn't really put up, big time numbers. He wasn't, an all Big Ten player. He was just a player on a pretty good Wisconsin team, but he comes in pretty athletic. He has that track background. He runs a 94 speed rating, and he is going to be a guy that hopefully I can develop and turn into something possibly. One player that I wanted to trade for here at the deadline was Chase Young. I thought that this was a perfect fit for us because Chase Young in real life had his fifth-year player option declined. Basically, that means that he will be a free agent after his fourth season. Why did the Washington Commanders do this? Well, he had 7 sacks in his rookie year, winning Rookie of the Year. He had 1 after that. Then he had none the following year, and then 2 sacks this year. We decided to offer like a mega trade with a bunch of picks, 6 picks total, 2 seconds, a third, a fourth, and 2 sevenths, and the Commanders did not accept that. So we wanted to get a third-round pick as well in the trade, but I'm not willing to go over this to get Young. Hopefully he hits free agency. I guess we'll have to see if he does, but that was a haul of a trade to get Chase Young, and they still did not accept that. He's definitely not worth a first rounder simply because of his durability. So here we go. We are 5-2 going on the road to face the Detroit Lions, who have been very, very good this year. Their record is definitely not a reflection of who they are. They played a bunch of tough games. Their last 4 games are all within 7 points, including one that was 3 points, one that was 2 points, and a couple that were like less than 6. So this is going to be an awesome game. All of our games have been close as well, so we got to be prepared for a good dogfight in this one. As the kickoff is underway, here is Laviska Shenault back to receive the opening kickoff, and he takes it to about the 25. So DTR so far this year, 10 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. He's playing pretty good football right now. Obviously, you just love to see the development here in Season 1. So the first carry of the game is going to be to Antonio Gibson, who picks up a gain of 1. Now, if you forgot, coming into this week, we did make the sliders a little bit harder. It's going to be harder to run the ball as we get here to a 2nd and 9. Here's a throw across the middle. This is Laviska Shenault, who gets to the outside and picks up the first down. For the first completion of the game, DTR's strength right now as a quarterback is throwing those short throws. He's at about 87 in short accuracy. Screen pass called to the right side. That one's knocked down on the first down. But a penalty flag will be, and it's roughing the passer. Take a look at this. This was a vicious hit on DTR, going straight upstairs and knocking him and spinning him around. He's lucky he wasn't hurt. So we have automatic first down right there. Here's Gibson with a stretch play to the left side, and he only picks up 2. That brings it to a 3rd and 8 at the 47. Here's a quick throw. It's Bob Tonyan fighting for the first down. Oh, that's a great tackle right there. And Matt Hennessy is shaken up. So another offensive lineman down as we bring it to a 4th and inches. Handoff. Gibson. He's stood up by Jack Campbell. But they will give us the first down. Barely right there. So fresh set of downs now, trying to run the football. Antonio Gibson trying to find a lane. You can see these holes are closing a little quicker, which makes it a little bit more difficult here, as Antonio Gibson is still leading the league in rushing. 3rd and 6, pressure up the middle, and DTR has to throw this one out of bounds. And from the 36, we will bring in Pelesny, and he will knock this through from 53 yards out, and it is good. 3-0, a pretty good start here for the Oilers, as here comes Jared Goff and this underrated Lions offense out onto the field. They have a lot of weapons. We already know about St. Brown. We know about all these guys coming back. They have Marvin Jones as well. Then they have the rookie Jahmyr Gibbs at running back, along with David Montgomery, who they signed from the Bears. He gets the first carry up the middle. That one will go for a gain of 5. Coming off of a 2-touchdown game last week. Looks like they're feeding him quite a bit of carries as well. Quick throw across the middle. That's Amon-Ra St. Brown right there for his first catch of the game. But he's shaken up. On the first play, he will have to run to the locker room. Not sure what happened there. But that brings it to a 3rd and 2. Here is a fullback dive up the middle. And it's a tackle right there by Tyree Wilson. But it's a gain of 4 for a first down. Handoff once again to David Montgomery. He finds the space. He gets to about the 46, maybe the 47. And he has a gain of 9. Looks like he's shaken up now, but he remains into the game. 3rd and inches. 2 wide receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Here's a quick throw, and that is knocked away from Jamison Williams. That's a good play right there by Chris Harris Jr., the veteran. So now here we go back on offense. Here is Antonio Gibson breaking a tackle in the hole and picking up a gain of 4 yards. DTR has really been doing well throwing to his receivers in particular. He had a tough time finding them early through the first 4 games of the season, but there is Gibson out of the backfield. That is a first down. And Gibson is always a threat to catch the ball as well as run. As he converts there as we're across the 50. Here's a handoff. Good hole up the middle. It's Gibson fighting forward for another first down run. There we go. We're into field goal range now. Gibson's loving that. Gibson also signed a contract extension last episode as he gets the handoff, and this one's knocked out of his arms, and it's on the ground. Jack Campbell with the force right there. And just to give you guys some context coming into this game, Jack Campbell's coming off of a Defensive Player of the Week performance where he had 16 tackles and a loss. So Detroit takes over there after the turnover. Here's a quick throw. Jayon Brown was there running over in position and could not intercept that pass. 2nd and 10 now. Jared Goff, play action fake, throws to a wide open tight end across the middle. And that is caught. And it's a first down by Wright. And he gets them across the 50. Goff looks like he's in the zone a little bit. Here's a handoff. It's David Montgomery. And Tyree Wilson is shaken up again. In that Bears game last episode, he recorded his first 2 sacks. But the story of his rookie campaign is that he's been hurt in pretty much every single game. 3rd and 8 now. Here is Goff throwing deep across the left side. And that's caught by Khalif Raymond, who climbs the ladder. Tackled by Anthony Bishop, who takes over for Logan Ryan. And it's a first down. They eventually get it inside the 5 now. This is the rookie who checks into the game. Jahmyr Gibbs, he fights forward and he will score. And the Lions will take the lead here in the first quarter with 6 seconds to go. We'll see if the Oilers can answer right back. 7-3 now. Trying to run the football right away. Here's Gibson with a nice hole. He gets scooped right there for about a gain of 4. That's the last play of the first. We start the second quarter here with the play action. Fake and throw across the middle. It's Campbell again. How many plays is he going to make today? It looks like DTR was looking for Marvin Mims, who was wide open, but then Campbell just pops up out of nowhere. I think Mims could have had a first down and more, but a better play by Campbell. Now on the next drive, here's a throw, and that's a wide open man. And Goff misses probably a walk-in touchdown right there. So now 3rd and 8. Let's see if we can get some pressure here on 3rd down on Goff. He's in the pocket. He stands there, throws to the sideline, looking for the former Lion return back to the Lions. And Marvin Jones, it's incomplete. The Lions settle for 3. 7-point lead now here at home for the Motor City team. And that is going to be a tackle in the backfield. And Gibson is getting pretty much stood up today. Trying to run the football has been a lot tougher than games past. Play action fake now in a 2nd and long. DTR throws, and that's Gibson who's open. He makes one man miss and gets close to the 50 for the first down. 2 big catches and runs here so far for Antonio Gibson. If you can't do anything in the run, you can do it in the pass. Now here's a play action fake, throwing to the sideline. It looked like Phillips may have had a step or two. Incomplete right there, bringing it to a 3rd and 6 at the 50. A throw across the middle. Why not go right back to him? It's Kyle Phillips, who has converted the most first downs as far as our receivers go here in this season so far. So here is Gibson. Not much room to run today, as that brings it to a 3rd and 6. DTR in the pocket. He's going to stand there, throw to the sideline. Incomplete. He had Marvin Mims open, and he just overshot him by just a little bit, and it's 4th and 6 now. At the 39, snap from the shotgun. DTR buying time, good protection. He rolls to the right, throws on the run. He's got Marvin Mims. That's a first down. Good find right there by DTR. Marvin Mims looks like he's shaken up, but he got up and celebrated, so I'm not really sure. Now inside the 15, quick throw. Bob Tonyan has it. They're not going to give him the first right there. They're going to mark him about an inch or two short. 3rd and inches, handoff. Chase Brown, he gets his first carry of the game. And now we're inside the 5. 3 minutes to go here. DTR under pressure right away. It's a sack. And that's Malcolm Rodriguez who goes in unblocked. And we lose 7 yards. We're all the way back at the 8 now. It's a 3rd and goal. Thompson throws to the left side. He's got Tonyan tackled at the 3. We're going to be smart here, though. We're going to line up to kick the field goal and knock it through to bring it to within a 4-point game. I did not want to risk just leaving points on the board there, and I trust our defense so far this first half. Here is Jahmyr Gibbs starting out the 2-minute drill here for the Lions with a run up the middle, maybe a gain of 2. That's going to bring it to a 3rd and 8. Yeah, I'm bold for trusting the defense, but here's a throw down the left side. It's Greedy Williams, who got the start on the outside, just dropped an easy pick 6. And now the Lions will have to punt this away with about 1:20 to go here in the first half. Here's Laviska Shenault, who's back to receive this punt. He hasn't had a big return all year, but this time he breaks free to the 40, the 50, tackled at about the 47-yard line. He gets across the 50. An excellent return, his longest of the season so far. Sets us up with excellent field position. But the first play is a blitz off the left edge. It's a sack by Golden, who literally just went around our left tackle on the outside, Zach Tom. I don't know what just happened there. 3rd and 23 now. Here's a throw into traffic, and it falls to the ground. And we have no shot right there after that sack at that 3rd and long. And that's how we kind of go into halftime. The Lions don't even try to march down the field. It's going to be a 10-6 Lions lead at half. So the first half was actually a defensive game. Who would have thought? Here's the quick throw across the middle, Jared Goff, as he completes the pass right there for about a gain of 8 to Marvin Jones. It looks like Goff's changing up the play here on a 2nd and short. Jahmyr Gibbs lined up next to him. Montgomery hasn't been back in since the first quarter. Here's a throw down the sideline, caught by Jamison Williams, but they will actually say he was out of bounds. It looked like he had both feet in, but I guess not. 3rd and 2. Throw to the right side. That's caught. It's Khalif Raymond beating Bryce Hall right there in coverage. That was straight up man-to-man, and Khalif Raymond got the best of Bryce Hall. They get into another 3rd and 7 here. Here is Goff throwing across the middle. It's Bryce Hall again, who gets beat across the middle, and it's the tight end this time right. He goes for a first down. Bryce Hall's supposed to be our best cornerback. He can't cover some mediocre receivers and tight ends in this league. There is a nice throw once again. It's Jamison Williams who spins and puts our team in a spin cycle, and now they're eventually inside the 10. It's a 3rd and 3. Throw to the right side, incomplete. Goff looking for his slot receiver now on the outside, Khalif Raymond, but they do end up getting 3 on that opening drive to start the second half, and they're up by a touchdown. So now DTR under center. We'll see what we can do on this drive. We didn't do too much on offense in the first half. Here's a throw to Thaddeus Moss. He's always good for one every game, and he picks up the first down right there. I just love his athleticism. I've been saying it the last couple episodes. I think he's an awesome tight end 3. Here is Gibson finally with a nice run up the middle, and that one will be enough for the first. We're across the 50 now on this drive here. 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Here's DTR in the pocket, throwing into traffic, and it somehow finds the hands of Robert Tonyan for the first down. Tonyan showing off the gloves right there. He's got 5 receptions today. Play action fake again. DTR throws to an open Marvin Mims to the 5, pushed out of bounds at the 4-yard line. And now we have goal to go. Marvin Mims showing off the route running, getting open right there. DTR with a nice throw. He's thinking about running. He scrambles out of the pocket and he gets in. It's a touchdown here for our rookie quarterback, and he will tie this ball game up now. We have ourselves a game heading into the fourth quarter. We have about a minute and a half to go. Here's Jahmyr Gibbs. First carry. Look at the cutback lane. It's wide open. Sidney Brown eventually runs him down at the 43. That's a gain of 30 yards on that one carry. And now they're already across the 50. Now 4 wide. Here is Goff in the pocket. Clean pocket. He's got all day. He's moving. Look at our defensive line. They're all on the ground. A throw to the sideline. That's caught. Khalif Raymond. And they will convert. How long did Jared Goff have in the pocket right there? You can see why we were trying to get Chase Young. Like, this is just ridiculous. We start the fourth quarter. Here's a quick throw. There's a tackle by Devin Bush. I'm not even sure if we're even having a good defensive game. I think we're just coming up with stops here in the red zone. Here's a run up the middle. That's Tyree Wilson who checks back in. He tackles Gibbs, I should say, at about the 6. First and goal, play action fake. No pressure again. Wide open is Khalif Raymond. And the Lions will take the 7-point lead again. I don't know what's up with this defense. They just can't make any stops. We have to rely on incompletions in order to make stops. So here we go with about 7 minutes to go. DTR, deep shot down the left side. It's caught by Marvin Mims. He was wide open, and he's pushed out of bounds at the 35. It's a first down. Here's another carry this time. This time Gibson gets to the outside. And there he is again. Jack Campbell with another tackle. Uh-oh. Now it's Isaiah Wynn that's shaken up. 2nd and 10 now. Play action fake. Here's a throw to a wide open Kyle Phillips. Phillips will score. It's a touchdown. That's his 3rd of the year. And Kyle Phillips has definitely shown that he belongs here in this league. It just shows like he is just a good receiver who can get open. It doesn't even have to be a speed thing or anything. He just knows how to make plays. On the next drive, look at that. I mean, right when we have a good drive, the Detroit Lions just drive right down the field just that quickly. Look at the back shoulder placement on that throw. Only his man could get it. Now at the 34, throw up the seam. That's going to be knocked away. Bryce Hall owed us one right there after getting beat earlier. He's been having a bad day, but that time it's a good play. Now it's a 3rd and 8 at the 34. Can we finally come up with a 3rd down stop? Goff throws to the sideline, and that ball was uncatchable, but it looked like there were a lot of hands on the receiver right there, and the kicker will come in and knock it through. It's 23-20. We're lucky that last play wasn't a flag, but I'll take it. So here we go, down by 3. DTR in the pocket, throws to the sideline, and that one is caught. Bob Tonyan. He has just showed up game in and game out and just made plays like that. That's actually a pretty good throw by DTR as well. Another short throw. This time Tonyan at the sticks. It's a first down. Tonyan has really turned out to be a very reliable target here for DTR. Here's a handoff up the middle. That hole was wide open, and somehow Gibson only gets 4. The run defense for the Lions has been here today, and they have been really making a statement. But they find themselves up by 3. Quick throw. That's going to be caught. Antonio Gibson, as my voice just comes right back. And we have to punt this one away, but we're going to allow him to go for it. Coach is being aggressive here. Here's a throw to the right side. That's intercepted. Looking for Marvin Mims right there, and it's intercepted. Let's take another look at this. Marvin Mims had kind of a corner route right there, but look at the cornerback bumping him off his route, and that threw off the entire play. I'm not sure that would have been pass interference, but something. Maybe a holding or something could have been called. Who knows? So here we go. Here's Jared Goff under center. This time he's under pressure, and that's the first pressure we've had all game long. And A.J. Epinesa is hurt on the play. Can you believe it? It's 3rd and 10. Goff is like moving everybody around the field. All kinds of audibles. He does not like the looks, but we'll see what he does here. Here he throws across the middle. It's going to be caught by Jameson Williams for a first down. All of that, and they convert on a 3rd and long. So now under 2 minutes to go. Here's a handoff. That's Benny Snell to the 10, the 5, tackled by Anthony Bishop at the 4. What a run right there. And now they try to run out the clock. Here is Jahmyr Gibbs, stretch play to the left side. And we have to start to burn these timeouts. We're at 1 minute and 3 seconds to go. It's 3rd and goal. They're going to actually throw for this. Here is Goff. He drops all the way back to the 22. He throws across the middle of the field. It's caught. But it looks like they're going to be about 2 yards shy. And it's 4th and goal at the 2. They're going to go for it. Go for the kill. Here is a handoff. Gibbs tries to dive, and he stopped at the 1. So we have to go 99 yards in 15 seconds. No timeouts. This would be the ultimate comeback here. Here's DTR on the first play. Throwing to the sideline. He overthrows Kyle Phillips. And now there's only 11 seconds to go. 2nd and 10. This time, DTR from the end zone throws to Bob Tonyan, and maybe better that he didn't catch that because that would have been the game if he would have held on. It's now a 3rd and 10, 6 seconds to go. They send a cover 0 blitz. Laviska Shenault one-on-one. The throw was inaccurate, didn't even give Shenault a chance, and there's still 1 second here. 4th and 10. This is the game. The pressure gets to DTR, and it falls incomplete. We had 4 plays and didn't even move it an inch. The Houston Oilers win streak is done at 5. After starting 0-2, we win 5 straight and then go into Detroit and we'll lose to Jared Goff and the Lions. DTR did throw 2 interceptions today. He wasn't perfect. This wasn't his greatest game, but you're going to have games like this. I don't think there was anything wrong with his performance. It's just a part of his growth. He is still technically 5-3 as a starter now. I got to give it up to a couple of guys on offense. How about the play you see from Robert Tonyan? He had 7 catches today. And even his 1 drop was that tough one there on that last drive. But besides that, he has been awesome for us. And a big reason why we actually kept him at the deadline. I thought he was just too reliable to trade away. And I think this was the big difference. The Lions went 7 of 13, 53%. On 3rd down, we went 3 of 10. So that was a big reason why we lost that game. And also, Antonio Gibson just had a hard time running the football. Nonetheless, he does have an upgrade after that. So he will be up to 82 overall with the morale boost. He's close to that 85 where we can possibly upgrade him to superstar once we get a scenario. And then he will have the superstar abilities there at 85 overall. Bryce Hall also has an upgrade, but he had that was a terrible game by Bryce Hall. He made 1 good play, but besides that, that was it. So I'm definitely looking for a big bounce back game versus the Giants coming up here. Marvin Mims had a big game. He's been actually on a roll. I mean, he's had, I believe, 4 straight games with at least 50 yards receiving. Then there's DTR, who gets the final upgrade. I'm guessing that these 4 players will be the core of our team going forward. DTR, Antonio Gibson, Marvin Mims Jr., and Bryce Hall on the defensive side of the ball. I think those are pretty much the 4 that are the most likely to continue past this season. I don't think anybody else is really guaranteed a roster spot. So here we go. We get into this next game right away. It's versus the New York Giants. Let's get into the quick highlights. Here on the first opening drive, there is Christian Barmore. We didn't have a sack all game long versus the Lions, and we get one on the opening drive versus Daniel Jones. So now here is our offense back onto the field. Here is DTR taking off. He makes 1-man miss, and look at the speed. That's why you love his athleticism. A gain of 21 on that scramble, a big-time first down, maybe his best scramble of the year. Eventually getting inside the 5. DTR takes it himself, for the touchdown, and we will score on our opening drive here, our opening possession, making it 7-0. At the 35, here are the Giants threatening to score. Here's Daniel Jones throwing across his body, an inaccurate pass right to Devin Bush. Finally, an interception by somebody other than Bryce Hall this year. Jordan Lewis did have an interception, but obviously he was traded away. But this is a terrible throw by Jones. Why throw that? And Devin Bush is sitting right there for the pick. So back on offense now with about 3 minutes to go here in the first half. Here's a throw deep down the middle of the field. Marvin Mims was there. It was thrown low, and a good stop there from the Giants. But later in the first half, we're inside of scoring range, but this time Antonio Gibson gets stopped, and we do knock down the field goal to make it a 10-0 lead. But right before halftime, here is Saquon Barkley on the screen. He gets to about the 42. Now, you would think this is not a field goal you attempt, but not for Graham Gano. He comes in and from 59 yards will knock it down. That is crazy, crazy power right there from Graham Gano, and he brings it within a touchdown going into the second half. So 10-3. Here, the Giants send an all-out blitz, and that's a mistake. Marvin Mims is wide open. I'm not sure why they thought we were going to run right there. We had 4 wide receivers out on the field. It's a big first down. 2nd and 6. Wide open is Isaiah Likely now inside the 15. And now we are driving here and threatening to score. 2nd and 10. DTR. Good block by Antonio Gibson up front. Throwing to the back of the end zone. It's a touchdown. Kyle Phillips. His 4th of the season and his 3rd straight game with a touchdown, and he makes it a 14-point lead. But into the 4th quarter, here's the newcomer to the Giants, Darren Waller getting open in the corner of the end zone. It's a touchdown, and now the Giants are within a score. So now here is Houston trying to milk this clock a little bit. It's a 3rd down throw across the middle into traffic, and it's picked off. So now the Giants have life, and now they have 2.5 minutes to get on the board here to tie this ball game up. At about the 12, here's Jones throwing to an open Daniel Bellinger who reaches in. It's a touchdown. Bryce Hall could not stop him from getting into the end zone. And now we have a 2-minute drill. It's a tie ball game at 17. Here is DTR rolling to the right side, trying to do something with his legs. He fights through 2 tacklers. That was a risky run right there. He should have just slid. Nonetheless, a 3rd and 2 throw. It's the chain mover himself, Kyle Phillips. He puts the ball on the ground, but it's recovered by the offense. 1 timeout remaining, 37 seconds left. Here's a quick throw. It's Bob Tonyan. He gets to the 34. We just need a little bit more room here for our kicker. We hand it off to Gibson. He has the 1st and more. Getting inside the 25. We're well within our kicker's range. Pelesny, the former SEC Player of the Year, for the win. That is good. And that will do it here. We win at home. We turn in front of our home fans and turn around after a tough loss and get a 3-point victory versus the Giants. The Giants are a struggling team in the NFC East this year as well. They will have, at least right now, a projected top 5 pick in the upcoming draft. But this was a good bounce back game here for the Oilers. This was actually a pretty wire-to-wire game. Like, we were shutting down the Giants in the first half. Like, they could not move at all on offense. But then in the second half, all of a sudden, the Giants just started moving the ball constantly. But we ended up making a couple of plays on offense in the end. But our defense definitely started to snap back to reality there in the second half, giving up some big plays. But we did actually get to the quarterback this game. We had an interception by Devin Bush. We had 2 sacks. 1 whole sack by Barmore and then a half sack by Chris Harris and Devin Bush. But pass rush is definitely a problem, and especially versus the Giants, who really didn't have a great offensive line. We obviously got after the quarterback versus the Bears. They have the worst offensive line in the league. But besides that, we haven't been able to get sacks on anybody. Kyle Phillips has an upgrade after his 3rd straight game scoring a touchdown. He's definitely going to have a spot throughout this series, either as the 3rd receiver or the 4th receiver. I just love what he does for this team. He is a chain mover, and he's very, very reliable. Well, after those 2 games, Antonio Gibson is 40 yards short of an 1,000-yard season, and he is 2nd in the league in touchdowns. And you can just see the yardage gap has not widened. It's actually shortened. It looks like they're within 100 yards now, which they weren't a couple of games ago. Marvin Mims Jr. is up there in yards. You see he's around Justin Jefferson, that's very surprising, and he hasn't missed any games. But compared to the rest of the division, DTR is actually pretty comparable with Herbert and Wilson. Obviously, we have Patrick Mahomes, but he's thrown 12 touchdowns. Herbert has 13. Russell Wilson has 12. So DTR comparatively is actually doing pretty well so far this year. But now the second half of the schedule begins, and it starts with the mighty New York Jets. They, I think, are ready for a run here in the second half of the season because they had a tough first part of the schedule, maybe the opposite of us, and they now have Davante Adams. Now, a part of building this roster, I did have to move Davante Adams in the situation that made the most sense was the Jets, so we moved him to the Jets. And now we face Davante Adams, Garrett Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, and Dalvin Cook all in one offense. This is going to be an interesting game. I can't wait to get into this one. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode a little longer and a doubleheader. So let me know what you guys think down in the comment section about the trades, about the games, and what you think about the outlook of the team. Hit subscribe, hit that like button. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Stay tuned. Let's get it. Let's go.